So, but yeah, man. Right now I got the homie Sworth in the building, bro. Oh my goodness.
Woo!
Let's go.
What up? What up?
Yes, sir. Will Beanie will come in later on. We're not worried about that right now, but
I think he's washing his beanie right now. It's fine. I got my beanie, dude. It's all good.
Will Beanie, yeah, yeah. It's like connected to his head.
Yeah, he doesn't. He just sleeps. He takes a shower with it on.
Right. Yeah, no, he just stitched it on his head, man. It's just there. But but yeah, man. I got a homie of mine, Sworth, in the building. Like he's been in the game for a minute, and he's been here since I started DJing bars, clubs. Really good homie, really good dude, man. Like
Thank you, bro. For real,
yeah, and one of the one of the best out here in Portland
dude.
when
That.
it comes to
Thank you, bro.
DJing.
That's on that. For real, I've always appreciated you, man. You know, I think that like I met you less than a year ago,
Mhm.
but uh, but dude, I saw you DJ and I was like, he knows what's up, dude. This guy knows how to spin, and I was like, okay, cool. Like
Yeah.
I'm always down to even though you're a little bit younger than I am, but like I was like, hey, I want to learn from this dude. I want to swap ideas, swap music. You know, when people say swap music, it's always like,
Hmm.
we say we're gonna swap music, but do we really?
Right.
But anyway, yeah, I first met you. I was like, you know what, dude, this guy, I can tell this dude loves DJing
Mm.
and it's art form, and like you're kind of the only guy besides a few of us that do turntablism, like
Hmm.
trick mixing.
Yeah.
I was gonna say beat junkies, not beat junkies. Juggling, beat juggling,
Juggling. Yeah.
and like shit like that, and like just scratching and stuff. And I
Mhm.
enjoy all those things.
Yeah.
Lately, in lately in quarantine, right now, we're not doing. I'm not so much focused on scratching or anything like that, or patterns and beat juggling. It's all about finding new music and finding
Oh, dude.
create. Yeah, dude, you already know.
Dude. Yeah. No, I when I think of you, as a DJ, man, all I can like, picture is just this guy just going through the deepest of crates for dope music, and he always comes out with dope edits of stuff that I've never heard of, and he always like provides through wherever he plays, whether it's online or whether it's at Lulu.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I've never heard the songs that you've played when I played with you at Lulu that one time, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is fire, bro! Like, dang, where did you find this? Some of those you made for sure.
Yeah,
Like
few.
I think one the best edit that I can think of that you have that I really wanted was the All Right by Kendrick Lamar.
Oh
Uh,
yeah. Ba 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 ba.
and yep.
And it goes. But yeah, it goes
Yes.
hard. It's like it's got that
Oh,
bounce,
yes,
and I think
sir.
it's like so it's halftime. Oh, I love that. That edit is so sick. That edit is a vandalized edit. So Jero Vandal from the Netherlands, which is a funny story. Is like you're talking about edits and you're talking about great remixes out there, and a few of them I did make at the time, and I've actually made a lot more. Uh, Amsterdam is where it's at.
Hmm.
Like a lot of those dudes that are making edits out there, like uh, Wantiga is a remixer, great producer. Jal, or I guess you would say Jael, and
Hmm.
then Dro Vandal. Like that's kind of just their own little group. It's like a selection thing, you know. Um,
Yeah.
and that's kind of my vibe. Like I've always gravitated towards R&B, and hip hop, of course. But
Hmm.
um, with a venue like say Lulu, I had freedom with to play that and not necessarily stick with the top 40 format,
Right.
which is tough for some crowds, but it works most of the time. And I'm very fortunate to be able to do something like that. I mean, who knows after quarantine? We might be all canceled. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like who's going to be open, who's not going to be open. Uh
Yep.
so I was really fortunate to find a place like that, and everyone was very nice there, and the crowds were very cool. And so when I played like these weird edits and like these bangers that had such a different vibe to it, like there's another one. Uh, you know, Drugba, Joanna.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Joanna. I have an edit by a guy named his name is Nick Bike. He's in
Mm.
Vancouver. He's in BC, and his edit he does a lot of mashups. But one of the coolest edits, like I always think of like Lulu when I play it. Like when I play it, I'm like, yo, Lulu for real. It's all right. That edit you're talking about, and then this, it's Joanna with do you remember it was Snoop Dogg's oh gosh.
Was it beautiful?
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
But it's the drum, it's the instrumental with Joanna, but
Yeah.
it meshes so well together.
Oh man.
And anyway, just like cool shit like that. Ooh, I like, dude, it's so nice to have a microphone, bro.
Yeah. No, I know
Dude,
you enjoy that thing.
I just
Oh,
feel like we're on like a pod, like a you know what I mean, like a long term podcast. No, this is a legit podcast right now that
right.
you guys are listening to.
Exactly.
Uh,
Oh, what's good?
but anyway, so yeah, so I just love playing edits like that, and I taught myself how to DJ, and I started DJing in a small town,
Hmm.
so nobody gave me any guidance. There was no other DJs around in like Eastern Washington State to kind of show me like, hey, you know, scratch like this, drop it in on the one, you know, count your beats, make sure you're good, line up your stuff. Like, I started DJing on records because I didn't have enough money to buy a laptop at the
Oh
time.
man.
That dude, that's I was young. I was like 21 or something.
Yeah.
I
Wait, how
dropped
did
like,
you get into DJing? Was it just you just listen to music in general?
bro, I played guitar. I was a guitar player, and
Oh, okay.
I played like heavy rock music actually.
Oh wow.
Bro, I played like post-hardcore screamo music when I was younger.
Oh my gosh.
Bro, I swear to God, I
Oh.
swear. Um, but anyway, so DJing is so interesting, man. I have such a first of all, I have a passion for it, right? Which is
Mhm.
like the cliche thing to say, but I really do. I really love DJing, and
Yeah.
uh, how I kind of got into it was really random, dude. I met this guy named Nick who I had never met any other DJ, and he was like a disco kind of like R&B, like old R&B, like Shalimar and like Peaches and Herb kind of guy, but he'd play like disco records, and he had Serato. He had
Mm.
like, do you remember the old MacBook Pros that were all silver? Even the keyboard was silver.
Mhm.
He had like the giant MacBook Pro, and they were heavy too. They were like these giant machines. And so he had that MacBook, and he had some whatever mixer. I don't remember what mixer he had. And then he was rocking a pair of Technics or whatever, pair of
Mhm.
1200s. And the dude was just like, he wasn't like scratching a lot. He definitely would scratch just a little bit to drop in on the one or something, and then like do basic mixing. But the thing is, this dude showed me that like personality goes a long way, right? He didn't necessarily teach me how to DJ at all. Like this dude, I met him, and then I think he moved away like a month after I met him. But it was crazy, bro. It was something I'd never seen. So
Mm.
you know, he invited. I met this dude, and he's like, "Yo, I'm a DJ, and I'm throwing a party, and you should come." And I was like, "Oh, that's cool. Right on." I just met him at a pub or something. Show
Yeah.
up to this party, and this party was popping, dude. He had his little like fold up table and his decks, and he was playing. He had Serato control records with needles, and I was just blown away, man. I was like, what the fuck? He had an SL1 box for for
Wow.
yeah, for Scratch Live, and it just blew me away, man, because people were just dancing, and it wasn't like a nightclub thing. It was like this private party in this like bougie mansion,
Mm.
like in the hills or whatever, and it was just such a fun party, bro. We partied till like sun was coming up, is what was happening. So
Dang.
and I was like, dude, this is fascinating. So he kind of like just showed me like, hey, this is a turntable and you need two of them
Mhm.
typically, and this is a mixer. But he was like, hey, do you want to like, I'm DJing like this open, it's like a, god, it was like, you know, the Sasquatch Festival.
No. What is that?
Well, it's kind of like, do you know the Gorge?
Yes.
It's kind of like a hipster thing, right? So like all the hipsters back in the day that like indie music and like MGMT, like those
Yeah.
bands, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? They went to this festival at the Gorge in Washington State called Sasquatch. They don't do it anymore. It's actually, I guess they just ran out of money apparently.
Mm.
Long story longer, he's like, yo, my friend is a comedian, and like I'm gonna DJ the like pre-party to like it's like a pre-launch before the festival. It's like a music festival. And come to find out, his like he was like, yo, yeah, it's my high school best friend. He's like a comedian, dude. So come check it out. I was like, I don't know. And so
Mm.
come to find out, it was Aziz Ansari. That was his like high school best friend, and we just like, bro, we just like partied, and he DJ'd. So it was the point of the story is like it opened up this whole world for me. I was just so honed into like being in bands, dealing with band members, because when you're in a band, like you gotta wait for a drummer, you gotta wait for basses, like you're,
Mm.
I mean, financially, you're splitting the money 3, 4, 5 ways or whatever. And I was just like, man, I can control a party. Like, I can control an entire like bar or nightclub or festival or whatever it is just by standing here and like moving records. And it just like clicked, and that's
Mm.
it. Dude, it took me like a year to save up for like a pair of, I think I had a Newmark USB Newmark like turntable, some shitty turntable, and I
Wow.
think I had the Vestix PDX 3000 turntable. So I didn't even have matching turntables.
Oh.
Dude, it was like the shittiest like I did dude, I didn't even have Serato, bro. I didn't even have enough money to buy that. So I eventually just started DJing house parties and just grew from there,
Mm-hmm.
and then made money at house parties and got tips, and like I just played like vinyl and just kind of taught myself. And dude, it slowly, gradually like got Serato. I bought an SL2 box, like a used one. Some dude was like, "Oh, I don't DJ anymore. Here it is." And I just got into it, man. And then somebody was like, "Hey, man, you're a DJ, aren't you? Like, yo, so and so is hiring. Like, she's a bar manager. She's hiring at this like dive bar. Do you want to check it out?" I
Mm-hmm.
was like, And honestly, like my first gig, my first like live at a bar DJing the entire night for a crowd, to charge a cover, like a couple bucks, like $5 cover. It's a little pub or whatever. Dude, it was nerve wracking, like
Yeah,
for
yeah.
real. Um, and
I
dude,
bet.
I was sitting there like, well, you come from a family of your dad's a DJ,
Right.
and so you had music. I'm not saying that like that's a bad thing or anything like
Mm-hmm.
that, but you definitely like you had your ear for like what DJing is. You were surrounded by that environment. I wasn't surrounded by that environment. And
Mm.
so, bro, I remember like first playing my first night, and like before that night I was like adding up minutes on how many songs I had. Like I barely had any music because I just got this laptop. It was crazy, bro. Like it just kind of shows that you can kind of come from like zero. You can come from nothing
Mm.
and build and build and build. And that's all I did. I'd practice all the time, every day. I'd practice baby scratches. I'd practice, forward stabs, stuff I
Mm-hmm.
didn't even know that had names. I didn't know what a crab scratch was, or 2-click flare, or like what orbits were, any of that shit. Like I just practice and practice whatever sounded good to me, because I also like play drums too. So I definitely have rhythm. And I did my first night, and I remember the bar manager was like, "Hey, can you come back tomorrow?" 'Cause it was like a
Mm.
Friday. Like, "Hey, you did all right. Like, come back tomorrow." And I was like, and they handed me cash, and like I was like, "Holy shit!" Like, dude, that's awesome. I was like, "This could be a living."
Yeah.
And it's not even about money. Now it's different. Like now I'm like, okay, I have this experience, right? Like with you, right? You're like, yo, I put these scratch videos together, and I've been featured on like Phase DJ's Instagram, and like, I've competed in this little competition here and doing this, like,
Mm-hmm.
right? You're like, okay, what's my self-worth, right?
Right.
So like the game's different, like with you have a natural ability to scratch and to DJ and stuff, and that's your jam. Like I like your DJing, like for real.
Appreciate it,
And
man.
yeah, dude, and like, dude, I've met so many different people out there that DJ for the wrong reasons, you
Mm.
know, and or just want to party. That's just what they want to do. They just want to party.
Right.
I want to
Right.
DJ. Like, here we go. Like, what's up, girls? Like, hey, I have 10 on the
Mhm.
guest list. It's good to bring people in and have a following, but it's all for the wrong reasons, man. And you know what, dude? During this quarantine, we're gonna see like a little bit more. It's gonna open the playing field. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, there's not gonna be DJ Joe Schmo who's just DJing to get laid or whatever. Like,
Mm,
you know what I mean? Like, they're not gonna be as prominent if you think about it, because
yeah.
during quarantine, like, I don't think DJing is gonna happen again, like publicly, without streaming or doing Twitch.
Hmm.
I think it's gonna be like another year and a half, dude. To be honest, like I hate to say it, but it's gonna
Yeah.
be a while, dog. Like
Man,
maybe the beginning of next summer,
I
maybe.
know.
So I hate to say it, dude, but like right now I'm focusing on producing, practicing, um, and I'm making like an edit pack, and I want to do like an edit pack every 6 months or something, or
Hmm.
every 4 months or something. So taking remixes and acapellas and making it, maybe even mashups too, because that's where it's at. Like you see a lot of DJs doing like Patreon or Patreon. I don't
Hmm.
know. Have you jumped on that at all? Like I don't know.
Patreon? No, I recently asked somebody about it, and I realized it, or they said it was like the first OnlyFans or something. But
Oh, I feel
yeah,
that, man.
yeah.
But I don't know, dude. Like it's hard to get people to like. I don't know. You're taking their money monthly, but you have to provide. Like if people are signing up for Patreon and they're paying $6 a month, 12 bucks, $10 bucks a month. Like that means you got to move your ass and like, oh, I do have to put 4 edits out, and then they can go and download or videos. Like I'm all for any sort of creative outlet,
Hmm.
but for me, I think it's you know everyone's twitching. Like
Yeah.
everyone's using Twitch. How many DJ sets do we like see pop up on our phones like every day or every weekend? It's so many.
Just so many.
So I'm trying to build my skills, dude, as far as producing and like or even DJing a different way. Like I am streaming with Gig Switch or whatever this Sunday, but dude, I'm switching it up just a little bit. I'm
Mm.
implementing I'm actually going to play live bass for a couple of songs.
Oh, nice,
Yeah, and I'm bringing my drum pad, so with my drumsticks, and so but
dude.
I'm still gonna mix in between that, and like I'm still gonna do some scratches, but I just
Mhm.
want to just change things up a little bit.
Yeah, man.
And
You
you know
got
what, dude?
that.
It's kind of half live performance and it's kind of DJing. And I know, like, actually, who the hell did I talk to? Oh, I talked to DJ Flo about this, and he's like, yeah, he's like that's dope. Like it's good, but it gets to a point where it's like, okay, there's DJing and then there's live performance. You can't like fake the funk. You can't say, oh, this is my DJ set, and then go and like I don't know, play guitar for a whole. That's a live set. It's way different. So
Mhm.
I know it's just something I'm trying to experiment with, and it's a skill I have, and you just switch it up. I'm bored, dude.
Yeah, yeah, man. Yeah, I
Just in
feel you.
general. Or maybe I shouldn't say that. Maybe I should be like, no, I'm creative.
Right,
But
right.
I don't know. How do
Yeah.
you
No,
feel about it lately?
I've been bored too, man. I I hear everybody saying like, man, this is the time to, practice and what you do, and pretty much like all my routines that I've ever made, like
Yeah.
they're honestly thrown out the window, man. Like I don't even remember how to do them. And it's like, I'm
Like
trying to,
your routines?
yeah, all my routines, all my club stuff that I used to do. It's like, oh man, I don't even know how to do this anymore. I'm kind of tired of it now still.
Yeah.
So I'm just, right, square one, trying to reinvent myself, trying to invest into new music like you. And, speaking of that, like, how did you get into that from Screamo?
Oh, bro, that's so funny. Well, I grew up with 90s R&B, 80s R&B, and hip hop. My parents just listened to so many different things. My
Mm-hmm.
mom listened. Well, it's weird. My dad, he would listen to stuff from like Tupac to bands like Striper, like hair metal, dude, or like Motley Crue. You know, um, the thing about rock bands is I do love the passion for what they're doing and like how you rock out that kind of deal, like
Yeah.
being on stage, crowd surfing, that whole thing. I gravitated towards that. I was a teenager when I started getting into like heavier stuff, um, and I lived in Lower Tacoma, like so Seattle was right there. Seattle was within an hour's reach,
Mm-hmm.
and Seattle was blowing up, and kind of post-hardcore scene and that whole heavier rock genre. And it was a whole thing, man. It was like angsty teen thing. So, growing up, it was like, here's rock, here's R&B, here's hip hop, here's electronic music. Like I used to listen to like Daft Punk when I was a kid, and like
Mm.
the Gorillas. I listened to Gorillas, so stuff like that. Like it was just everywhere, man. Dude, I even listened to like Coldplay back in the day. Like
Oh man.
it was all over the place. It
Yeah.
really was. Um, and I think I have that advantage now. Like I can't say like. So here's the deal. I can't claim to be like the hip hop head guy. I'm just not. I'm just like an every genre music lover kind of guy,
Hmm.
because I used to try to fake the funk, man. Like 4, 5, 6 years ago, when I was still trying to figure out my identity and like who I want to be. Like, do I want to be every cookie cutter DJ like out there? Am I, you know what I mean? Am I
Yeah.
making my promo posters for gigs looking the same? Like, the promo posters we're talking about, like, hey, Freaky Friday or Thirsty Thursdays, Ladies Night, with
Hmm.
two, half naked girls in the background with you standing here like this. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
but now I think about it and I'm like, dude, you know what people love the most? Like who you are genuinely. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like for you specifically, dude, you grew up with DJ culture in your life, and that's who you are, and like that's how you shine. So being your most authentic self, and that's like one thing that's something I'm kind of thinking now. I'm like, oh shit. So instead of like playing these clubs in Chinatown or wherever it is, not I actually I'll take that back. Not in Chinatown. I like places in Chinatown. I like the people who own bars in Chinatown. Like everyone's been so nice and so cool.
Hmm.
But you will admit though, you get bored like playing the same top 40 shit like all the time, right?
Yeah.
Because it's the same stuff. Like what's the difference between you and somebody else if it's the same set,
The same set.
Exactly. So now I'm starting to think like, okay, who am I? And like, it's a weird like psychological thing now because like we're all sitting around like doing this, like kind of waiting. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
It's like, okay, what's next? Like, yo,
Right.
like this, like, yo, is the bar open? Like, you know what I mean? Like waiting. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
So,
That's not only with DJs, man. It's with the crowd too. Like they get bored too, you know.
oh yeah,
So as DJs, we got to switch it up. Whether it's the music or being on the mic, crowd control. You know what I mean? Like
oh yeah,
we just have to incorporate people somehow where it's different and not just top 40 because that shit gets played out so much, man.
yeah,
And you're right, it gets boring, not only for them but for us too.
yep. You know what? You make a good point too. Like, I'm thinking about the crowd. All right, here's a question for you. Like, things are changing. Everyone knows that things are changing. I think for the good when it comes to DJs having gigs, the playing field being spread open and flattened, as
Mhm.
well as people coming out. Because people are angsty. People, the second they go, no restrictions, the bars are open, clubs
Mm.
are open. Do you know how insane it's going to be? It will be like that for a year, just nonstop. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Um, but it's changing, right? Like, what is top 40 right now?
Yeah.
Right? It's like, all right, so right now, Isaac, like, tell me the song of the summer. What's the song of the summer?
Right now,
Yeah, what do you think? What do you think the song of summer is?
you heard of WAP?
Yeah,
Yeah,
WAP.
I think I think
Okay,
I think WAP is one.
okay, all right, fair play. But it's hard to say what the song of the summer is right now. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
Although I will say WAP. Okay, WAP's been around. I feel like WAP's been like what, like a
Probably a month, yeah.
month or so. Okay, what? Okay, fair play. WAP.
Okay.
I completely forgot that song. I mean,
Oh, you're right.
it's everywhere right
Yeah.
now. But like,
But other than that, there's nothing.
yeah. Other than that, like you named one song, dude. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Well, I guess I asked you for one song, technically.
No, I get what you mean, man.
But here's the deal, though. Like, it's like what are radio hits right now, and like no one's out dancing. Like, it's gonna be this. When we look back, 2020 is gonna be this blank canvas of like we don't know what happened. Like the music industry kind of just like stopped.
Yeah.
But the cool thing is there's so many great producers and recording artists that were like, oh, I actually can record and like put music out. So you see a
Hmm.
lot of SoundCloud stuff happening, not just SoundCloud rappers, but SoundCloud artists, excuse me, in general. And it's like,
Yeah.
there's good music coming out, man. Like who was I listening to? Well, Aluna's new album came out, like Aluna George, formerly known
Mhm.
Luna George, super tight. That album came out. A new album from Full Crate, super good producer. That came out. Like what else? There's one artist named Channel Trace.
Mm.
Channel Trace. He's like he raps, but he raps over like kind of house music. Super cool shit. But like
Oh, dude.
dude, all this underground like genre and music that wasn't cool, it's not it's now become it's emerging out. You know what I'm saying? It's like now, it's great. It's a good movement. Or like Princess Nokia, stuff like that.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah.
Dude.
Yes,
Or like
sir.
Tierra Whack, like those artists that weren't looked at as like big serious artists, they're coming out, dude. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? And making such good music, and that's what it's
Yeah.
really all about, you know?
We'll just have to play those, man. We'll have to, make that a thing now, and step out of the comfort zone of hip hop. I think. Do you think Portland has a sound? Like, is it mainly hip hop,
I think
top 40?
well,
Because there are places like where on the other side of Chinatown
yeah.
where locals mainly go, where you play, and it's a totally different vibe, and it's really a good vibe though. Um,
Yeah.
so I think it depends on where you go. You know, I
Well, it
think that, yeah.
Oh, no, totally. Well, there's great artists here, dude. There's what's that dude's name? It's Wiz. There's that artist Wiz Chalifa. That dude, I'm remixing one of his songs that he released with Never Home Music or Never, yeah, Never Home.
Hmm.
You know Forrest. Uh, he's DJ Nature.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he owns Never Home Music, like the record
Hmm.
company now, and that's his featured artist right now. But dude, there's also like the homie Motaz R&B. So dude, there's like great R&B guys, great hip hop guys. There's even like as far as like female singers too. It's like there's God, what's that one girl's name? Is it Kingsley? Yeah, Kingsley. She's good. And she's R&B too.
Mm.
Um, but I mean, any person that is an artist out here, especially people of color, there's good talent here, dude. Like, there's really good talent. I
Hmm.
think we lack like there's I don't know. It's weird. It's like we are a big city somewhat, right? Like yeah, we're spread out. There's people here.
Yeah.
I think there's more designers and people in fashion. Like there's a lot more people that are involved with like Nike and Adidas and that whole thing,
Hmm.
rather than the music industry, I feel like. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
whenever I meet people, if I'm at a big party or something, and like, which is rare, right? It doesn't happen now. But if I'm at a party, I'm like, hey, like, what's up? Like, what are you into? They're like, there's a lot of sneakerheads here, and like, people are like, oh yeah, design, and I'm like, because that seems to be the thing here, to be honest with you, because of places like Nike and Adidas.
Yeah.
Not so much music, dude.
Mm.
I mean,
Yeah.
the last biggest artist coming out of Portland was Amine, like that,
Right.
right? And
Hmm.
then before that, I think the band Everclear.
Mm.
Like there's not when you think of Portland, you don't really think of like a lot of big acts come through Portland though. Like a lot of people love this city.
Yeah.
I mean, you meet people from all over the place here. A lot of LA people too.
Hmm.
LA people love Portland.
Right.
Like,
For
you know
some.
what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, hey man, don't just come here, live here for a year, and then dip out. Like, grow, like, help build culture here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I think the last thing and the main thing that people know Portland for is like, you know, the show Portlandia or something like that. Like,
Mm.
there's coffee culture here. Like, but places like, say, Dead Stock Coffee, where they're like, hey, they're like, yo, we like sneakers and we like coffee. Like there's so many other things besides music that is growing here. So we need to kind of make DJs more well
Mhm.
known, but we also got to link up with artists too.
Oh yeah.
That's the thing,
Right.
you
Right.
know, because not. I mean, I think so. If you look at back in the day, back in the '80s, '90s, early 2000s, like there was no like internet, right? I mean, there was, but like it wasn't like it is now. There's no social media,
Mhm.
and so if you were an artist, local artist, you went to the DJ.
Right.
If I was an artist, this is back in the day. Say it's 1994, and you're DJing, and you got your crates of records. You're like, yo, man, here's my demo tape. Like, here, can you play this out? You know,
Mhm.
or like, or you'd be an artist that had, I don't know how easy it was to get like vinyl press back in the day, because that actually makes me super curious too. It's like if you're an artist and you just had a tape, what do you expect the DJ to do? Like put the tape put the tape on, like you just have all vinyl. But
Mhm.
that's besides the point. But DJs were the guys and girls that were out there playing people's music. You
Yeah.
know, we were the people that were like that people relied on to have that exposure. You know,
Mhm.
so I hope that comes back. You know what I'm saying? And I to answer your question about Portland is like I do think there's great culture here for sure, but I think it could definitely be better. But I'm also a person that believes in like growth is always a thing, and you're never stay stagnant and
Right.
always grow. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I don't know. What do you think? What do you think? Do you think it could be better or
Oh yeah, I think Portland can definitely be better. I feel like yeah, right now we're struggling on the music side. There's definitely a lot I guess we can do to help it. Which is for starters, stop playing so much of the top 40, and take calculated risks. Um,
risks, dude?
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, exactly. Like collaborate with some artists, like you said. Like, dude, that one time Amine came through to Lulu, man.
Bro, that was yeah, that was so
Yeah.
sick. I never talk about that, dude. Like
Mhm.
also one thing too is like, earlier I said self-worth. One
Mhm.
thing too is like giving yourself like affirmation, right? Being like, "Hey, dude, like this is where you got and this is great." Like there's times where I almost forget that because you're just like living in the moment and you're like, "Oh, wow, that was Mine like at my gig and we're DJing." Like, "Wow, that was insane." But
Yeah.
like you don't really take a step back and be like, wow, this is me 6 years ago. And like, look at this. Like, I always do that comparison of like how much of a shithead I was 8 years ago when I first started DJing versus now. Like, that's cool. That's amazing. You
Mm.
know? Um, you're right, dude. Dude, I forgot about that. I completely, like, I completely forgot about that.
Yes,
That
sir.
was pretty,
Yeah.
were you DJing with me that night?
Yep.
Oh, shit. Dude, yes. That's awesome.
Yeah, man. No, I remember the first time we played together. Or well, yeah, was no, we played together twice, I think.
Oh, okay. Cool.
But the first time I saw you, um, I could tell a little bit you're like a little skeptical about my style because I'm mainly like a scratch DJ and
Yeah.
a top 40. That's where I would play, right?
Yeah.
But when I came through, like I definitely read off of you and read off the crowd, and I was like, all right, I'll play a little bit of some neo soul. I'll look into there, my mashup crates, try to match Sworth's energy. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Um, and yeah, no, I remember that one time too where we were taking shots, man, and
It was a good time. It was a
oh, it
good
was a
time.
good time. It was a good time, man. Yeah, no, for sure. That at that point, I was like, okay, I know I'm such a lightweight right now, man. Because like you handed me that one shot, I was buzzed, dude. I
Yeah.
was super buzzed, and then you gave me that second shot, it went all over me, dude. I was like,
Yeah, yeah.
oh, man, I'm such a lightweight. I'm such a wimp, dude.
No, that's good, dude. I think that's also one thing that you had to take in consideration is like, first of all, mental health and drinking as a DJ.
Mm.
It goes a long way, dude.
Oh yeah.
Bro, I've seen DJs, not here specifically, but just in general, anywhere that get like, dude, they get trashed or they get mouthy
Mm,
bartenders or something, or like, dude, that's something I think that's a whole topic to talk about. Not now, but like that's a whole discussion. I think a group of DJs should talk about is like drinking and like being healthy mentally while you
mhm.
DJ. Because
Right,
like you
right.
look at somebody like like Phenom, DJ Phenom, like he doesn't. I think he's sober, and
Yeah.
like he used to drink like a lot, and I don't know him super personally, but and he's a cool dude, and like I obviously like I met him more than a couple of times, but and we cross paths every once in a while,
Hmm.
but he's completely sober, and I think that's a nice thing, dude. It's a good thing. It must be hard because I mean, as DJs, we're around alcohol. It just
Hmm.
is what it is.
Yeah.
But when you're having a good time and Amine's at your show, come
Oh
on,
yeah, yeah.
gotta have a shot.
Yeah, I got it,
Um,
got it, man. Yeah, and I'm playing with
but
you, man. It's crazy.
but yeah, dude. But yeah, how are you doing? So you're just like practicing and
Oh man, yeah. Just I'm diving into new music, man. I'm diving away from uh the top 40s. I've been downloading a lot of Jersey Club, a lot of
oh
house,
yeah, okay.
a lot of mashups, remixes, neo soul for sure, man. There's um and the vibes that you play, I don't know what to call it. I just call that crate neo soul because it's mainly
Yeah,
R&B and but it's edits and it's like remixes. I don't know. What do you call that? What do you call that kind of music? What is?
I have different ones because like there's like the edits that go hard,
Yeah,
but then there's like some
and then
Kate
there's
Renata
mellow,
type. Yeah. Then there's okay, so there's mellow neo soul shit.
right?
Then there's like 85 to 100 BPM, and you're like, okay. But then there's also like kind of Afro B type stuff.
Mhm. Yes, yeah. So it's hard to like.
But then, uh, there's also like Kate Renata type shit. Like once you start creeping like 100 to 115 BPM,
Hmm.
then that's where it starts vibing.
Right.
Then there's like the like 125 to 135 stuff that's in there too. That's like kind of housey, but like those are cool too. But then once you start creeping in the 130, you can go back and do halftime and do it's like 65 BPM. Then those are bangers too.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, my crate. I don't know, dude. It's so well. When I played at Lulu, I had my like Lulu set list, and then like dude, first of all, I'm so bad. Dude, your crates are super organized. Mine are like, my crates for me work best with vibe. So in my head, I'm like, oh, cool. Like, um, you know, golden era hip hop. I mean, I
Mhm.
guess that technically is a genre
Yeah.
or like, but like for Lulu, yeah, it's just like, oh, Lulu vibe or
Right.
like venues or it's like a vibe. You're like, oh, this is definitely like a two wrongs set.
Uh,
When I DJ at two wrongs, like,
was it different than Lulu?
oh hell yeah, dude. Dude,
Okay.
sometimes like one time they were so busy, they're in the Pearl. I think off of 13th and I think Gleason or something.
Yeah.
Uh, they were so busy that the bouncer almost didn't let me in when I was setting up
Oh.
because like, they were at like the body count capacity was so high. He was like, "Sorry, man, I can't let you in." I was like, "Oh, dude, I'm the DJ." He's like, Just wait a second." I was like, "Bro, what?"
Yeah.
But like, I mean, that's like safe for safety reasons. But
Well, yeah.
um,
He's just doing his job, but he should have seen you. The first time you walked in. You
yeah,
know. I don't know. I don't know.
dude. What's funny, dude? I have a love hate relationship with like bouncers just throughout the years. Like, there's some cool, sweet, down to earth bouncers throughout the years that I've met, and then every now and then you get like, I don't know, like a trigger happy like like
Mhm.
bouncer who's just like, "Hey man, hey, what are you doing?" Just like I'm
Yeah.
not vibing, man. I'm like,
Yeah,
but
man.
for the most part, I love all the bouncers. I love you bouncers.
So,
I miss
yeah.
you,
Dude. Yeah, that's funny, dude. Yeah, man. You guys are killing it with the Sunday vibes too, man.
dude. At first, it seems so like, to be honest, like when you first start something and like you have two views.
Mhm.
You show up, you guys get together, like we take a whole Sunday because I bring my S9, so I stick around the entire time. So I
Right.
bring my because we're using my mixer because nobody else has that Pioneer mixer. Because Woolbeanie DJs with his tractor like S2.
Hmm.
You've seen his setup, bro. It's so small, which he kills it. He
Oh
kills
yeah.
it, kills it, kills it. And that's one thing I've learned from Woolbeanie. I wish he was here to talk about is song selection. Is just, dude. I met Woolbeanie about 2.5 years ago, and then I started DJing here in Portland about the same time, 2.5 years or
Mhm.
so. And dude, I remember he DJ'd for I think that it was like all of his Adidas friends, and they brought their whole Adidas crew, and it was like this. Where was it? I think it was Fortune,
Wow.
and bro, it was insane. He DJ'd off that little controller, that little tiny tractor, like S2 or S4 controller,
Hmm.
with basic EQs, his little sync button. I mean, he uses sync, which is fine.
Hmm.
But dude, kills it. Song selection and vibe. And he does. Here's the deal, though. There's not a lot of DJs here that do a lot of mic work, and I think we need to do more mic work for sure.
That's a topic I talk about a lot too. Yeah, mic work, man. Like, we gotta engage with the crowd, man.
Yep.
Uh, and plus, it's a challenge for us. It gets us out of our bubble of being nervous with public speaking, and it's not. I mean, you're a really good DJ where you don't have to talk to the people. You
Yeah,
could just
yeah,
let the music speak for itself. But it's also a good tool to have to
dude.
be able to control the crowd on the mic. You know.
Oh hell yeah, dude. I think that okay. So I've done it all. Like I've done the weddings. I've done the like 1, 2, 3, 4. Count the countdowns. I've done countdowns. I've done like my go-to for a long time was like, here we go. And
Oh,
then
okay.
drop, hey, or like, hey, 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 like,
Dude, that
stupid
hypes up
shit.
the crowd, man.
It does hype up the crowd. I've done it all, dude. I've done the formal wedding shit too. Like, hey guys, hope you're having a good time. Shout out, because people hit you up all the time, like, hey, can you do a shout out? Like, it's,
Mhm.
I've done it all. So
Yeah, man.
when I came to Portland though, like, no one was using the mic. Like,
Mhm.
even bigger DJs, like in the club, like,
Mhm.
I'm like, dude, no
Yeah,
one's on the mic, bro. Like,
yeah,
what?
dude.
I'm like, now I think after quarantine, we gotta push each other. And like, or who's a perfect example of who's doing great mic work, but almost too much mic right now during streams? Four Color Zach. His shit's
Yeah,
so. He's funny though. He's funny.
funny though. Yeah,
He's got his jokes for sure.
right.
Um,
But sometimes it does overpower the music, you know?
it does overpower the music,
Yeah.
for sure. But here's the deal though. One thing he has over a lot of DJs out there is his own like identity and his own like so when people talk about your brand, right? Like
Mhm.
fucking influencers and people like that, like your brand just means who you are and your personality. Like this is gonna sound super cornball, but years ago I went on a cruise.
Mhm.
I went on like a carnival cruise, like in Florida. Like my girlfriend wanted to do it, and like I was like, screw it, it sounds cool. It's like her birthday or whatever. But on each like cruise ship, they hire a personality who hosts the cruise for the entire like time. I think we did like a 7 day cruise, right?
Wow.
Point is, this dude's job, and like he was the host of the ship, but he had a personality. Like, he was a personality.
Mhm.
Like went on the mic, he was amazing on the mic, dude. And he'd get the entire ship's like attention over the intercom. They had a DJ, but he would do mic work while the DJ spun at night in the
Mm.
club. And dude, people would stop and take photos of this guy and like, hey, hi, you're so cool. And the dude was chill. Like, dude was like confident. There's confidence. He's not awkward. He says the right, not kind of. He says the right things, and like, it's experience. That's
Yeah,
all it is. And I was like, that made me think. I was like, this guy is like a professional mic work guy. Like, that's his job.
yeah.
He doesn't have to do anything. He just walks around like, hey guys, check out the pool today. Blah blah blah. Hey, for sure. Hey, what's up, Cindy? Like, just like,
Mm.
it's kind of cornball, but dude, that dude gets paid a salary to do that.
Yeah,
You
dude.
know, and if you think about it, like even radio DJs, they're the same thing. You think like, what's was it Dana Cortez and those guys here. You know, I don't remember the radio station, but the
Yeah.
Dana Cortez show, like it's all personality types. Like, you know, people gravitate towards that. And it's like if you don't have an identity as a DJ and no one can relate to you, or no one, like, you're not likable or you're shy. Like, dude,
Hmm.
don't get me wrong, man. Like, I've had times where I so don't want to be on the mic, you know, or you're doing an event and like, hey man, can you announce, you know, the raffle tickets or some shit? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
because you know, every once in a while you got to do like corny events, get some money or whatever. Um, but there's times where I'm like, bro, dude, I don't want to do this because it's just like you're just corny. Like, how do you make that cool? How do you announce, you know, borderline bingo tickets
Mm.
as like a cool thing? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but dude, if you have a personality,
Right.
right, and you're likable and like you're confident in what you're saying, and you're just being you, you can sell anything, dude.
Anything. For
So
sure.
that's what I've been, dude. I'm telling you, bro. Like since quarantine, I'm just like thinking about all these things. Like I'm also sitting back a lot and like I'm just watching like social media and I'm just kind of seeing what everyone else is doing because a lot. I've also been pretty low key too, man. Like, you know, I'm also like same with everyone, struggling a little bit. You know,
Mhm.
I'll be honest, man. I'm struggling financially too, just from not DJing. Like we are
Yeah.
all comfortable, and it's something that nobody wants to talk about. It's like, you know, finances and money and stuff. And here's the deal, like money is nothing. Money, it's all about like, you know, the people around you who you love and you know, being a good person. And it's like, but still, you know, it's such a weird thing. It's like we built our lives or our lives around, you know, DJ
Mhm.
income and like going and setting up and bringing our flight cases to the
Yeah.
club and you know, it's definitely, I'm struggling too, man. I get it. You know what I mean?
It's
So
hard.
yeah, dude. And like, but I'm trying to think positively too, because you know,
Yeah.
you have to, bro. It's kind of this weird dog eat dog world right now, and like that's a whole other conversation, bro. Like what's
Mm.
happening in the world? That's like 3 podcast episodes in one,
Yeah.
and I'm not even about to get into that. But like, you know, people are also kind of pushing and shoving. You know what I mean? Like I had that recently where somebody was trying to cancel me, like, you
Mm.
know, and like,
Yes. Yeah, I
and
saw that.
it was just, you know, people are you know, in discomfort, and you know, and the people who know me and the people who support me and love me and the people have I share experiences with you with and like yourself,
Hmm.
they are all supportive. They go, you're you, man. And that's all I can do is just show love and do what I do best and be a good person. And
Yeah.
that's, you know what I mean? So like I said, dude, it's been tough. It's tough for everyone.
Hmm.
But music, that keeps you going, bro.
Oh yeah, definitely. And it's hard for DJs because, the struggle of not having that energy from crowds that you're used to, it feels like you're playing for yourself kind of.
Yeah.
So that's what I like about, how you guys do the Sunday vibes is with other DJs so that you guys can feed off of each other and react and you have that platform to use that to, you know, get that energy again.
Yeah. Oh, totally. And dude, shout out to Wool Beanie.
Yes,
Shout
sir.
out to Chuck Pasta. Shout out to DJ Flo.
Hmm.
All those guys, like, have been so cool and so supportive through quarantine, you know, through personal stuff that was going on with social media and all that. And like, it's just like the love is there, man. Like, it, Portland is so great. Like with you hitting me up and like,
Hmm.
yo, want to do a podcast? I'm like, dude, yes. Like, let's talk. Let's have a conversation about DJing and what's happening now. It's like, actually, I'm really curious. What made you do the podcast? Was it out of boredom? Was it like just like a new platform for you, or what?
So the reason I started it was um, I was always a guy not to post photos,
Yeah,
post videos, of me just smiling or whatever.
yeah,
I never liked uh talking or speaking.
yeah,
So I was like, dude, you know what? I know all these people online from DJing. I want to get to know them. but I want to do it, in a way where it's not beneficial, but like, where other people can see it too and get to know them, and I can get to work on my voice and talking, and as well as having a camera on me. So it was just like a personal goal of mine to, just try it out.
Cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, because dude, like that's the thing. It's like if you don't have those two, like here's the deal. You're a great DJ, but then
Mm.
if you don't have a voice, no one's gonna do that for you. You know what I
Right.
mean? And so this is gonna boost you up. Like,
Mhm.
and actually, I had that same problem, man.
Mm.
Seriously, like when I see a video of me DJing, or there's like you see a photo and you're like so zoned into DJing that you're not smiling, or like you know what I mean, you're so focused. I have
Yeah.
such an issue with that, dude. But that's just like personal stuff. Like that's just something you need to get through yourself. Like that's just a
Yeah.
little bit of insecurity, but like
Hmm.
it's all about trusting yourself, trusting the process, being confident, and like to be honest with you, it's all about being like having fun. It's like DJing is fun. Like,
Yeah.
and dude, we could be digging ditches on the side of the road for money. You know what I mean?
Oh
As
man.
a for a living, and it's like I never take that for granted, bro. Like,
Yeah.
dude, I
No.
used to have the worst jobs, bro. Like when I was younger, like dropped out of college, didn't really know where my life was going, and dude, I worked at like a movie theater when I was like
Mm.
20, just like dumb stuff like that. So
Mm.
now I look back and I'm like, my God, my life is so good. I get to
Yeah.
hang out. I get to hang out, have records, and I'm talking to you. I'm a DJ. It's
Yeah.
life is good.
Life is good, man. Yeah, DJing has helped like us in so many ways, man.
Yeah.
And it's addicting because, we're such great lovers of music,
Oh, totally.
it got us out of our depression or whatever. It got us, a career.
Yep.
We could do something we love, man. Like DJing is amazing, dude.
Oh, for sure. And you're up there live. People are dancing. That's the thing is like
Oh,
the second I figured out I was able to like control a crowd. And what's the okay? There's nothing better than like doing a mix, dropping in a song, or like say there's a verse playing or whatever when you're DJing, and that crowd that looks at you and just like turns around. Oh shit! Yo, Madison just scared me. Here, come
oh.
here.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, babe.
Yeah, she's scared. She scared the shit out of me, bro. Messed up.
That was a good time.
Uh,
That was good timing. You're like the crowd turns around.
the crowd turns around and scares the shit out of you. No, but like for real, on the real. Um, it's when they turn around and they look at you and they're like vibing or they're jumping up and down, or they're singing to that song, and or everyone, you know what I mean? Or there's that one dude or somebody. It doesn't even have to be a dude; it could be a girl or whatever. That person comes up to you and they just like give you that, like, "Hey, man, we see you, bro." Like
Oh,
that's like I'm just like, yes,
yeah, exactly.
and
Dude,
that's what keeps me going, bro. For real.
yeah, man. Same. Dude, oh, dude, yeah, that's why I do it. That's why I DJ. There was this one instant though, that I was DJing and it was at District. So I'm raised a little bit, and there's a part in front of the tables,
Uh huh.
and but people can still reach over and grab it and talk to you,
Mm-hmm.
right? So what happened was I was playing whatever. This drunk girl came up to me. She had a drink in her hand.
Oh, bro. Oh my god.
Dude, she was gonna say something, so she was like, "Hey, you're so," and then she drops a drink right on the mixer, and then it goes inside the buttons. It goes inside everything. I got so mad. I was like, "What are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, get the out of here." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she was like, "I just wanted to tell you you're doing a great job." And I was like, "Oh fuck,
Oh man,
dude." I was just like, "Man,
bro.
crazy." But you could have ruined my night,
It
and
could
it,
have really. Yeah.
yeah.
Did it like what happened in the mix? I mean, they had to get a
So
new one, right?
they didn't make a new one, or they didn't get a new one, but at the like the day after a DJ used it,
Uh,
and there was so many problems with it, man.
oh yeah, I'm sure, dude.
Yeah, dude, it was crazy, man. Like the knobs wouldn't work, the effects wouldn't work on the S9. Some of the faders were all rusted up inside there,
Done.
and ah, man, it was
That
terrible.
mixer's canceled, dude.
Yeah, that mixer, cancel culture, man. Yeah, that mixer,
That's my whole go-to now. Everything's canceled. I'm just canceling.
everything's canceled, man.
This
Dude,
microphone's canceled.
is that a new thing, man? Cancels culture.
Bro, yes. It's a whole thing. People don't like you. They're like, yeah, here we go.
Yeah, here we go. Let's try to bring him down like to the
Let's bring
ground.
people down, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't get it, man. Also, here's the deal though. There's shitty people out there, and there's
yeah,
people that have been victims to shitty people. So,
right.
you know what? Maybe they're legitimate and like they need a voice, but
Mhm.
it's also the general public isn't very smart in America, unfortunately.
Yeah.
We're kind of seeing that now, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Um,
No, there was this one thing like I hate it when people just reach deep down and try to search something from the past that you did when you're totally a different person now, you know?
oh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, we see that all the time, dude. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like, I don't know, man. Just some people saying, I don't know, just bringing up race, like, hey, this guy is this and that because he is colored or whatever.
Right,
Um,
which is like also most likely white people saying that or whatever.
right,
It's
right.
like, dude, come on, bro, or
Yeah, but it's like, you get they're different now, and we see that, and you don't need to bring up the past from when we moved on. I don't know. That's just how I feel.
bro, that's a whole other. That's like I said, that's like 3 podcasts
Yeah,
worth
exactly.
worth of topic. So that's a whole other. We won't even
Yeah,
get into that. But like,
right.
um, yeah, I guess just like going back to DJing
Yeah, because
is
this is DJ Convos. This is not a
this
cancel.
is DJ conversation, man. Get out of here. Uh, no, dude, I love DJing, dude. I miss it. I miss DJing live.
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
hey, let's talk about the clubs either closing or opening back up, dude. There's a
Oh,
few of
man.
them that have. So we're locals here, which is cool. That first of all, am I like the first or second, third person you're talking to locally? Who else
For
have you?
sure.
Am I the
Uh,
first? No.
Ben and Deli were last nights.
Oh, perfect. Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right. That's right.
Mhm.
Well, the cool thing is we live in the same area, so when we DJ, we rotate. We're rotating DJs. Like I don't know. What's your stance on being a resident DJ versus floating? Do you think floating's good for like diversity, or do you think like
Okay, so resident DJ, as in like playing
the same place every Friday versus, you know
versus
what I mean?
all around.
Yeah, like yeah. Go ahead.
I like I had a residency at Maxwell every Friday.
Yeah, Friday. That's right.
um, I feel like it's good to have a residency for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe for one day, like
Yeah,
yeah, but and then have the rest of the days be different. Be a
yeah,
different area, to play different music, to like I said, take calculated risks of playing different genres, be open format,
yeah,
um, but still have that one residency where you can always go back to it. And
yeah. Well, also too, man, like you'll be known as the one set guy if you're,
Mhm.
because dude, I've had venues like before quarantine hit. It's like they're like, hey, you're here Fridays or you're here Thursdays. We want you Friday and Saturday. It's like,
Mm.
like I love you guys, but I can't. But you're right. You got to have that switch up,
Yeah,
or else you're like, that's it. You're that bar's DJ, and then
right,
that's who
right.
you are. You're not gonna like travel or go anywhere else, and
Yeah, come on, man. You got to reach out there,
gotta
like you
switch it
did.
up.
You went to Red Bull. You were connecting with other DJs.
You
You
have to connect, dude.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah. Um,
Got to do
there's-
it.
and I learned that at an early age, man. At Camp Spinoff, like connecting is a big thing, and and I saw you with Vega. Um, Shane Canfield was there.
Yo, bro, shout out to Shane. Shout out to Shane.
Dude, yes, sir. Shout out to Shane. Man, I miss him, man. Where's he
Bro,
at, man?
he's taking a brain break. He's
Yes,
taking a
sir.
brain break. I think I support brain breaks. Shut
Yeah,
everything off. Work your day job. Practice at home. Like, you know, everyone's taking this differently in different ways. You
right,
know, there's a lot of DJs out there right now that are like, I'm streaming every Saturday, or like, hey, I'm like, check me out, check me out. But like, some people are like, yo, I'm gonna take a step back because I mean, if you think about it, like somebody like Shane, like, yo, he's coming up. Like,
mm.
he competed at Red Bull, the three
he,
style.
he came up fast.
Bro, he is a good DJ. And like, I talked to him and kind of had a one-on-one with this dude and be like, yo, so what's up with you? He like lives in a small town in Kansas. Would
Really?
try. Bro, yeah, he's from like he DJs. Well, he was DJing. Well, we were all DJing at one point. But he was DJing in Kansas City, so he would drive. He lived in a small town and would drive to Kansas City like on weekends
Uh,
to DJ. Like, dude, we're talking 3 hours. Like, he would drive 3 hours to have a gig
Crazy.
and break even. But this dude's such a good DJ,
Right.
you know. And he started out doing weddings, dude. He
Yeah.
started out from nothing too. Like, he was self-taught. No
Mhm.
one was teaching him how to DJ. Like, that's dude. These stories are so amazing. When I talk to people like that, and I'm just like, dude, that's you know what I mean? Yes,
Mm.
man. That's so. But shout out to Shane because he doesn't have his social media up, and I just texted him the other day, and seems to be doing all right. You know what I mean? Like, we're all working day jobs, bro. What?
Yeah.
By the way, dude, I've been meaning to ask you: Are you part of a wedding company right now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. Yeah, tell me about that. What's up with that?
So, DJ's name is LZ, and his company is Prestige Sounds
Pres-
Northwest.
Yo, I've heard
Uh,
of Prestige. Yeah.
yeah. So I met him at Fortune one night. I got connections with him through the family. He lives in Vancouver, so
Gotcha.
I got DJs up there, and they're like, "Hey, FJ's a good fit, man. Like he's always wanted to grow in the wedding area, and he's young. He's able to carry this shit, you know."
Yeah.
So like the equipment, and then so he was like, "Yeah, man, let's do it." So he's been showing me the ropes, man. Props to LZ, man. He's helped me out a
Yeah.
lot.
Shout out, dude. Shout him out. Shout out.
Yeah,
That's
you've met him
awesome.
before, right?
I don't know if I have. I don't
Okay,
know if maybe I have or I don't know to be honest with you.
gotcha.
Um, but no, man, it's a whole thing, dude. So I did consistent weddings during the season. Um, I stopped. My last wedding I haven't done in 2 years, to be honest with you. But I
Mm,
will say the last wedding I did was the best wedding
yeah.
I number one have ever been to and ever DJ'd at. So
Mm,
I'm so fortunate, and the venue was so nice. It was at a winery
mm,
in Washington, and everyone was so cool, and everyone was so lax, and just like
mm-hmm.
there was a few requests, no bridezillas, like
Yeah, good.
bro, I was like yes, and I was. And it's funny thing is, I was super stoked. I was like, you know what? That changed my mindset. I was like, I can do more weddings. Like, I'm gonna do more weddings, and then I haven't done a wedding since. Like, I was like that last one. I was so stoked. I was like, yeah, you get a. I mean, to be honest, the money's the money. If you're doing it independently, for sure, you get a lot of money. Here's the deal, though: doing it by yourself independently is a lot different than teaming up with a team. Like,
Hmm.
you have to be organized when you do a wedding. You
Right.
have to know what the format is. You have to talk to the couple. You got to know everything of what's
Exactly.
happening. Like, you got to show up hours early. You got to like. I'm assuming you've been setting up speaker sound systems
Oh
before.
yeah, yeah, man.
So,
It.
bro, you're like, yeah, dude, you're running, XLR cables from the sub into the
Mhm.
tops, and like, what
Yeah.
what what speakers you guys rocking? Like EVs or what?
I personally have EVs. He uses QSCs for sure.
Bro, so you got the was it the KW, the 181? Are you having the big rolling? Bro, dude, I actually have a pair of those.
You do?
Bro, it just sits. I
Yeah.
have I have good, bro. Actually, hate to mention this, but I had so I do have the QSC the subs, but I had the K12.2s.
Mm.
You know, the classic K12s, amazing speakers, and then they made it a version 2. And I had a pair, but they got stolen. Somebody broke in my garage like
No.
last year, not this past April, but the April before last. Oh, yeah, somebody broke in my garage and took two bolt that pair, right, of QSCs, and then took a Yamaha, like I had a DXR Yamaha 15-inch speaker, and so I took a pretty big loss. Yeah, dude. But right now I have those two subs. I have one of those Yamaha 15-inch speakers left, the DXRs, and I have a little baby two QSC. I think they're, God, what are they? DSR 8s. They're like the 8-inch speaker.
Mm.
Bro, QSC little 8-inch speakers, like even if the K8s too, the first versions,
Mm-hmm.
they're loud, bro.
Dude,
They're
those things are powerful.
what the hell? No, anyway, they're powerful. They you can set two of those up and be pretty okay. You can have like a nice little patio hangout,
Hmm.
like a little patio party, and be all right. But
Right.
once you're
Yeah.
starting to connect top speakers to a sub, you need power, bro. You need
Right.
power.
Dude, yeah, weddings are a different story, man. Like with DJing, like when you go to a bar and stuff, like most of the time everything's set up for you. So you don't have to bring too much. But during a wedding, you got a
It's a whole other story, homie.
whole other story. They
They,
don't provide nothing
bro, they don't care,
power.
bro. Dude, there's been, bro. Okay, funny story is, my first wedding I ever DJ'd was in 2013, 7 years ago, and it was at the local Red Lion in Eastern Washington where I used to live, and it was. I remember like I wasn't good at asking like cranking out every single little detail,
Mm.
and I had just gotten speakers. I had like a shitty small, like I think it was an alto sub. It was like a 15-inch sub that didn't roll. It was like super box heavy.
Oh, dude, so you have to carry that shit all the
I had
way?
to carry it, dude.
Oh, no.
And then I had those two Yamaha speakers, which lasted quite a bit. It's fine. And I was like, so like how many people? Maybe I don't even think I asked how many people were showing up. Dude, my first wedding I ever did, it was like a 400-person wedding,
Dude.
and I didn't specify on what songs they wanted. Like I didn't get like because normally you consult. Like my whole thing is if I do a wedding, I'm like, so what's your vibe? Like tell me like what are you guys about? Like where are you guys from? Like just want to get to know each other. Like this is who I am. I'm Sworth. Like I mainly play R&B, hip hop. Like I know the throwbacks.
Hmm.
I know classic, rock songs. Like we all know the classic wedding songs. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
We are family. Those, you know what
Right.
I'm saying? The cha cha slide. Like
Yeah.
we all, dude. God forbid, right? But like you got to play stuff like that every once in a while at weddings.
Yeah.
Because here's the deal: like weddings are like a DJ sacrifice. You just gotta go. Okay,
Yeah.
sure. You know what? Sure. I'll play Yin Yang Twins, dude. Fine. Wait, I don't even like to think about the song. What's From the Window to the Wall? What is it called?
Oh, it's like a
Get
little
Low,
get low. Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
That song is so far out of my head because
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
it's so I can't even can't
Yeah,
even.
man. It's so overplayed, man, and
But
you don't even want to think of it anymore. Like I, I hate playing too short. Not saying that
wait, which one?
uh
What's
uh
my favorite word?
bitch. Yeah. That one. Yeah.
That's a Bay Area classic. The
Oh,
funny
oh,
thing
it
is,
is a classic. Like, it depends on where you play it, but
it
sometimes
depends on where you play it for sure.
I play it too much, man.
All right, here's the deal. I love that song.
Oh yeah, me too.
Fucking love that song. Here's the deal. I DJ'd in Sacramento, which is funny because Sacramento people kind of they claim the Bay Area. A lot of them are from the Bay because they move out.
Yeah.
They get married, have kids, and then they kind of move out of the Bay Area because it's super expensive, and they go to like Sacramento or something. But I
Mhm.
DJ'd out there, and like, yo, I played that song. I DJ'd in downtown Sacramento at like, I think oddly enough, the place was called Fortune or Fortune
Oh.
Sound or something like that. First of all, apparently the name Fortune is a very common club name.
Oh, okay. I didn't know
Well,
that.
well, bro, no. So I played a Fortune there, and there's a Fortune here.
Mhm.
There's also a Fortune in BC, in Vancouver, in
Wow.
downtown there. I don't know, just an observation.
Yeah.
Um, but it was like this rooftop, dope, cool party, and they had their house mixer was a Rain 57.
Mm.
So I was like, all right, I guess I'm using Scratch Live because you
Yeah.
can't use Serato DJ with that mixer.
No.
Um, it's a great mixer though, dude. That 57. Have you played on a 57 before?
Oh, oh yeah, dude. Yeah. That was my
It's
first mixer.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. I miss the 57, dude. It's got the little tiny Q buttons.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, dude. It was like six of them total, I think.
that was it.
Yeah.
Sometimes it would get stuck too.
Oh, dude.
But I will say the crossfader on Rain mixers though
Hmm.
was great. I don't know though, man. Pioneer, bro, the S9. I
I
have had
yeah.
zero issues.
Yeah. Yeah. I kind of like it, man. I kind of like how it feels. Like it's very cushioned in there, so it doesn't have that tappy sound to it, most of the time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
totally.
I kind of like it. I kind of like it. But I do agree that Rain crossfaders, man, they're classic too.
They're a classic. Um, but
But
anyway, so that rooftop bar, it was lit up, dude. Like
yeah.
it was packed by like 11,
Hmm.
and I think I was playing in the middle. So there's three or four. No, there's three DJs. So the dude who put me on there, he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna open, then you're after me," and then like our headliner guy is after you. So and like I played too short. First of all, one thing I didn't really learn at the time. I think this was what year was this? 2015 or 2016? I think 2016. I played there, and I didn't know the golden rule of like don't burn out the like headliner.
Oh, yeah.
And I played that song, and I think the dude was pissed. Like you can tell, not like he wasn't pissed in my face or anything like that. Like he wasn't like angry to me, but he definitely brushed me off once he started DJing. But when I played Too Short,
Mm-hmm.
that song specifically, people went insane. I think somebody gave me a 20 for a tip. Like I played that song, they're like, "Yeah, man," it's like, yeah, boom.
Yeah.
I was like, "Whoa, all right, man, that's tight." Always
Shit.
take, always take your tips, dude. Always
Always
take
take
your
it,
tips.
man. And shit, I'd play that shit right now. Since you just gave me a tip, man, I'll just fuck it. Oh,
What's
dude.
the? Go ahead,
Huh?
go ahead,
Oh no, I was gonna switch the topic a little bit.
go
Um,
ahead.
but I know we talked about it a little earlier.
Yeah.
But how did you get your DJ name?
All right, you want to? So, all right. So my name's Alfred, aka Alfie.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I had no name first, like when I first started DJing. So when people book me, they'd be like, "So DJ Alfie or Alfie?" I'm like, "Sure, whatever." And then when I started kind of getting more serious and like setting up my website and like getting a logo, I was like, I don't know, what do I want? Like, what do I want my name to be? And my last name is actually Farnsworth, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like Professor Farnsworth.
Yeah.
And so yeah, my name is interesting, Alfred Farnsworth. I have a very British, white guy name. And because my grandfather's from England, so it makes sense.
Mm.
But I didn't know what to do. I was like, so technically I'm a third. So like my grandfather's dad is Alfred Farnsworth, and then his dad was Alfred Farnsworth.
Wow.
So like you can still I guess your suffix can be like considered a third, even though it skipped a couple generations. Anyway, I sometimes like I thought that was cool, so I was like, my DJ name will be F Farnsworth, the third, but F3,
Mm.
which is funny because I see yours and it
Mm-hmm.
says D is DJ FJ, and it just every time I see your logo, because sometimes you spell it out,
Mm-hmm.
right? You're like,
Yeah.
oh, Phonetic Junior. I'm like, yeah, and then I sometimes I see DJ and then below it FJ. It reminds me of that because I did the same thing. Mine
Mm.
was DJ F and then the number 3. So for like I don't know, like a year or something, I had that DJ name.
Wow.
And then I hired a website designer because I was like, you know what, dude, I'm gonna get a business license in Washington State. I'm gonna like, because I started paying taxes and shit for DJing, which is like a whole other topic.
Hmm.
And then I was like, he's like, dude, your DJ name's a little confusing, by the way. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, I don't know, like DJ F3. Like when I would tell people that, like in the club, they'd be like, what are you even saying? Like, I swear to God. So it'd be like music playing. And they're like, hey, what's your DJ name? And I'd be like, DJ F3. And they're like, 8-5? What? You know,
Yeah.
they didn't know, like, they were just so
Yeah.
loud. They're like, oh, okay, cool. And they just like walk away. So finally, like, credit to my friend James, because he was actually my web designer. He kind of came up with a name. So he's like, well, why don't you just go by Farnsworth? You know, and I was like, I don't know, it sounds weird. And he's like, just go by your first and last name, though. He's like, just skip the DJ and just go Alfred Farnsworth. I was like,
Uh-huh.
He's like, yo, your last name, why don't you, instead of putting Farnsworth, put Sworth?
Mm.
I was like, oh shit. So shout out to James for helping with my
Yeah.
name.
Shout out James, man.
Yeah,
Dude, I was thinking about it, man, because like you said self-worth. Like
and also that too, I guess.
yeah, man. I was wondering if you ever had a like an idea of having the S stand for self and then worth. You know what I mean?
You know
That.
what's funny, dude? It goes both ways. Like, yeah, technically we did come up with it because of my last name,
Mhm.
but as the years have gone by, the whole self worth thing has definitely like meant so much more to me.
Mm.
You know, um, but it makes sense. Plus, Sworth is, I know it rolls off the tongue. Sworth, you know.
Mhm.
And I kind of ditched the DJ part. I just want to go with Sworth. I think that's a lot easier, you
Mm.
know. And I don't know. It just depends. I guess it's personal preference for any DJ. If you want to go by, you know, I mean, think about it. Like Z Trip, he doesn't go by his logo isn't DJ Z Trip,
No.
right?
Or
Or like
Zach.
Four Color Zach's. There's no DJ.
Mm.
Craze. Well, actually, sometimes he does say DJ Craze.
Yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes. But
Uh,
that dude's such a goat. He doesn't need to do shit, bro.
yeah,
Like
yeah. Scratch Bastard.
Scratch Bastard. Yeah,
Yeah,
dude, those dudes are so good. Like, yo,
yeah.
remember Craze's video he put out to promote the tractor? I think it was like Z2.
Oh man,
It
yeah.
was his it was that what song did he do? Oh, New Slaves. He did the New Slaves routine.
Yeah.
That shit was crazy, bro. I think he did but he did his routine with the edit though. It was a Salva edit remix
Mm.
of New Slaves. Bro, do you remember that video? Remember that?
Yeah, barely, man, barely. Yeah.
Bro, that shit was popping. Shout out to DJ Chris.
Yes, sir.
Um I like how I'm shouting out to people. It's like it's
Yeah.
live.
Shout
So
out.
we should do it live sometime. That'd be cool.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah.
But but yeah, so DJ Craze, Scratch Bastard's cool too, because he was like he used to do DMCs, didn't he?
Yeah,
He was a
definitely
DMC
he
dude,
did. He was.
right? Because he did the Imperial March,
Mm-hmm.
like you know what I'm saying? Dun 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 dun. Because what was the original song? It
Oh
was it was a dun 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 dun.
man.
Remember it start dun 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 dun.
Yeah, yeah.
So he did, and he makes that shit. That was a good routine. Also, that was like 20 years ago.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That was like DMC 2001 or something crazy.
Yeah, man. Pretty long time ago. Dude, that doesn't even seem that long ago, man.
I know,
2000?
bro. 2000. What was I
Yeah.
doing, bro? Let's see how old was I in 2000. I was 12. I
You
was
were
12.
12 in 2000?
Yeah, I was born in '88, dude. I'm old as shit.
Dude, you don't even look that old, man. You look young as hell.
Woo! Hey, babe, you hear that? I look you super young. Oh, she's not even listening to me. Bro, yeah, I'm 32.
32 years
I'm a
old.
young 32 though. It's fine.
Yeah,
Just,
man. Oh, we're
just
10 years apart, man.
so what we do. It's DJing.
Ooh,
It's fun.
man.
It's music. It's life. It's all good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
uh, but
But
yeah, dude. Fuck, dude, we are. This is like an interview of ADD right now, bro. Like,
oh yeah, yeah, all over the place.
that's
Yeah,
fine. Whatever. If you're cool with it, I'm chill.
I'm chill, man. Yeah, no, I watch Joe Rogan's podcast too. Like he goes all over the place. He doesn't
Oh,
even
for sure.
questions, man. Like he just goes off the dome. Which,
Here's a deal. Like my girlfriend, she makes fun of me because like I like the Joe Rogan podcast.
hmm
There's actually a lot of Portland people that dislike him because he's a little pushy on some stuff, but
hmm
I think he's fine. I think he's fine.
Yeah,
And um, there's one he just did recently with David Blaine. Did you see that one?
I saw part of it. Yes.
Yo, that dude's crazy, bro. David Blaine is so
Yeah.
cool. Um, he's actually gonna do his new stunt tomorrow morning at 6 a.m.
Wow.
The balloon. Did you see that? Did you watch that part at all?
No, not that part.
Okay, he's gonna do his like newest stunt live
Okay.
on YouTube.
Wow. Okay.
They're gonna stream it live, and he's gonna like attach himself to like helium-filled balloons without a parachute on up into like the second stratosphere, and then he's gonna like put a parachute on mid-air and then just let go, and then just like
Dude,
parachute down.
man, his mindset is crazy, dude.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, but like in a good way. Like I don't know. He's finding ways to manipulate the body to you know uh to extremes that we didn't even know we could do.
Oh, for sure. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, it is crazy. Yeah, DJ related. We can do this all day, bro.
We could do this all day, man. But shoot, yeah, let's see.
What else have we haven't talked about?
Yeah, probably one more topic and then
It's got to be something.
yes, sir.
We talked about we
Uh
talked about quarantine.
mhm.
We talked about
Talked about quarantine. Let's
let's see what
see.
else. Because
How
usually
did
we
you
can't
how
shut
did,
up.
what's up?
I said usually we can't shut up.
Easy, yeah, definitely. How did you and Wolbini meet?
You know what's funny, dude? I was a creeper and I just like creeped Instagram
Hmm.
and I don't know. It was just like I wasn't living in Portland yet, but actually I think I might have been to one of his gigs on accident or something.
Mhm.
Then I looked him up and I was like, "Who's this dude?" You know, and I just like started following him on Instagram, and I think he had commented on some of my stuff, like, "Oh, like where do you spin, bro?" And I was
Mhm.
like, "Oh, I live in Washington, like I don't live in Oregon, you know." And he's like, "Oh, bro, you need to come out to Portland." So I was like, "Oh, for sure." So I visited, went to one of his gigs, and I was like, "Hey, what's up, man? It's me, Sworth." And he's like, "Oh, Washington, dude. Oh, cool, cool, cool." Then like I don't know, half a year later, I was like, "Hey, man, I want to move to Portland.
Mm.
I want to move to Portland." And then like some shit went down with my family, and like I was just like, you know what, dude, I just need to make the move, go to Portland. So I just did. I just moved out here, and he just took me in. Like
Yeah.
I couldn't find an apartment to rent. He's like, "Oh, dude, my complex is, looking for people," and I lived in the same apartment complex as them, and like, dude's just super cool.
Yeah.
Super has always praised me, dude. Like, when I wasn't even living here, he had me on and DJ with him at Fortune before they like expanded it out.
Mm.
Because I don't know, have you went to Fortune before they
No.
like made it bigger? Yeah, it used to be half that size.
Wow.
It used to be way small, dude.
Yeah,
Um,
it's like Maxwell, right?
it was like Maxwell, but
Yeah.
small. It was like a little bit smaller.
Mm.
But bro, he like put super. He was. It was risky to bring some rando fucking dude on. Like he didn't know if I was a good DJ or not. I could
Yeah.
have train wrecked, but I didn't. I went up there and I was like, he's like, "Hey, what do you play on?" I was like, "Oh, I play on turntables." And he's like, "Okay, okay." I went. I did my thing. I did a basic set. Like it was like Trey songs or whatever. Like it was just like top 40, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Um, and he's like, okay, okay. And I think another DJ that was there would notice, like, because I was scratching and like I did a couple of like beat juggles. And he's like, huh, okay. He was like, hey man, like you want to come back and like DJ? So I actually, when I moved here, he just helped me get some gigs and put me on. And he
Yeah.
told DJ Evil One about me, and he's like, "Yo, this guy can DJ. Like Sworth can DJ. Like, because
Hmm.
nobody knew who the fuck I was. Like,
Yeah.
they're like, who are you and where are you from? Like, you know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
I grew up an army kid though. Like, I was born in Los Angeles and then moved around a lot as a kid, and just ended up in Eastern Washington for a while, and before I came here.
Hmm.
So yeah, and Eric Evil One was just like, you know, okay, yeah, you can actually DJ, cool. Um, that dude was always busy though, man. That guy was like, when everything was open,
Yeah.
he was super busy. It was hard to like get a hold of him. Like,
Oh,
not an instant. Not. It's not hard to get a hold of him, but it's hard to like track the dude down. Like, hey
yeah.
man, like, do you need anything? But shout out to Eric, because Eric's always been super cool and super nice, and
Right.
for somebody who is a newcomer into town, for him to actually like bring me on and
Hmm.
play. I think I was doing Thursdays for a while.
Mm.
He's trying to build up Fortune.
Yeah.
He was a cool dude, and I'm glad to see that. I think he took over Century recently.
Right.
So, yeah, shout out to that dude, because he's always been so cool, and so nice, and you know, he brought you on, he brought me on, and
Yeah, man.
Will Beanie DJ'd for him for a long time, and Will Beanie knows everyone, dude. That's one thing that I always forget, is like, he knows everyone in town. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
And he's a homie, dude, for real. So that's kind of how I started like connecting with Will Beanie. And dude, it's just grown. Like, our friendship and like our DJ friendship too as well. Like, we just have grown. So now we got this Sunday vibe thing, and
Hmm.
dude, we got homies from Seattle driving down. Like,
I know.
that says a lot, dude. Like, no one's getting paid right now, and like, dude, we're not getting paid. Like, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, there's no DJ money right now, and these guys are driving down, paying for gas, coming down here, and just like, so we got this Sunday. What's the date on that? Hold on. What's is it? Oh, the 6th, September 6th. This Sunday, we're doing. It's me, Chuck Pasta, DJ Samaj,
Mm.
from Seattle, Swerve One, who is
I've heard of him.
he's super good, and then we got, hold on, it changes so much. Hold on. And Smodge was cool too. He was a cool guy. I'm excited. Let's see what we got. Okay, yeah, we have, so Chuck Pasta. Oh, Woolbeanie's DJing this time. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, and Flo. So Flo, yo, shout out to Flo too, because he does so much work, like setting up the cameras, and like, he brings his turntables for every.
Wow.
Oh, okay. So, yo, we have two female um DJs. So we have Chuck Pasta, and then we have a DJ named Margot X.
Mm.
Dude, that's one thing that I've noticed about Portland too. There's actually quite a bit of female DJs
Yeah, man.
that are rocking, dude. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And that's amazing. I
Yeah.
mean, gender doesn't have anything to do with anything, but like, let's be real, like,
Hmm.
DJing culture, like DJing and DJ culture,
Hmm.
is a very male dominated like thing,
Very.
and I was gonna say sport, but like a career that it's hard for girls to kind of be taken seriously. But if you look at somebody like, say, Catch 24, who's now she's moving from Seattle to LA, and bro, like,
Wow.
she's an amazing DJ,
Yeah.
bro. Like she killed it. Like, she kills it every time.
Hmm.
Uh, but damn, this shit is hot. There we go. Um, but yeah, dude, it's so inspiring to meet other people that like can show you something and like make you feel like you're growing, and
Oh, yeah, man.
you know what I mean? Because if you don't do, bro, like, there's nothing worse than the DJ's filled head. Like, I'm the best. I'm, you know, can't change my ways. Like,
Hmm.
unfortunately, you see this in a lot of like, you see it in a lot of like old school DJ, like old school heads, that like, I don't know, like, we'll kind of swear to like, oh hey, like vinyl's the only way of DJing or like whatever. And here's the deal: like we're in 2020. DJing did come from vinyl only. Serato does exist. Tractor does exist. Pioneer DJ 8 does exist. All these things. Controllers exist. But are we rocking a party? Are we making people dance? Are people having a good time? Like
Hmm.
that whole attitude of like, hey, I don't need growth. I know it all. Like I can't stand that. I hate to say it, because dude, if you're a human being, dude, you're growing.
You're
Like you're constantly learning and understanding and learning from your mistakes, and so that's what I'm all about, dude.
growing. Yeah.
That's it, man.
Yeah.
But
Well, shit.
bro, yeah, that's yeah, we do. How long have we been going?
Almost 2 hours.
Dude, we're getting crazy. Yeah, almost 2 hours.
Yes, sir. That was a good
Is there any?
episode, man.
Yeah, bro, for real. That was tight. I'm glad that we had like a professional vibe right here. I like this.
Yes, sir, man. I loved it, man. You kept it going, and mainly I just wanted to do this to catch up with you, man, and just talk to you, and I miss you, man. It's been months.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I miss you too. Like, if you have time Sunday, come hang out.
Yeah.
Come hang out. Bring your laptop and
Mhm.
just vibe with us. Just vibe.
Sure,
If you
man.
want to do a little set at the end, like whatever, dude. We're open. Just come
Yeah.
hang out with us on Sunday if you want. Like any Sunday, dude. More than welcome. Um, so yeah,
Appreciate it.
yeah.
Yeah. Everybody, man, this is DJ Sworth, dude. Like he follow him on all social medias, and tomorrow, or no, every Sunday, man, like Sunday vibes with him and Will Beanie, all other collective group of DJs,
Yeah.
and it's called Sunday Vibes. It's usually on Gig Switch.
Yeah, Gig Switch. You can follow me uh, at Sworth Music. Because it used to be, I switched it up. So it used to be DJ Sworth, but now my handle is Sworth Music. But at Gig Switch, um, you know, twitch.tv/Gig
Mhm.
Switch. That's where we stream. Um,
Yes,
and
sir.
yeah, dude, thank you so much, bro. For real, thank you.
Yeah, no problem, man. I
Yeah,
appreciate you, for, helping me out, and letting me play with you
yeah.
during the times where it wasn't quarantined, and I
Bro, we're
appreciate
gonna get
it,
back.
man,
We're gonna, bro. I appreciate the love, dude. I appreciate the shout out and the interview, and
for
yeah,
sure.
we'll overcome this quarantine, dude. It's gonna be better. You
I
feel what
believe
I'm
it.
saying?
I believe it.
So,
Sure.
just hit me up, dude. Thank you so much, and thanks to everyone chilling out
Sure,
and
man.
watching. So,
Much
yeah,
love, man. I always love talking to you, so
awesome, dude.
appreciate
Anytime, bro. Anytime. Hit me up.
it for sure. I'll hit you up for sure. All right, man.
All right, man.
Thanks for coming
Peace.
on. Talk to you later.
Yeah, later. See ya.